South of the border, teams of American DEA agents serve on the front lines of an incredibly dangerous cat-and-mouse game. From the Caribbean to Colombia, these elite cops battle billion-dollar drug cartels.
We haven't seen vessels like this ever.
To stop the flow of cocaine before it hits American shores.
Substantial amount of cocaine there.
There's bales out the ass here, bro!
They face a brutal, ingenious foe.
He had swallowed 100 pellets, adding up to a kilo.
Where the stakes run into the billions.
Holy, there's a lot of money there. Chill, chick.
Enter the danger zone in a war everyone's heard of.
There he is.
But few have ever really seen.
You are not telling us the truth. That's our guy out front holding the baby.
Oh my God. Oh Lord Jesus.
Each year, Colombia sends nearly 450 tons of cocaine north. Street value, $67 billion. Traffickers smuggle drugs by cargo ship, private plane, and even submarine. But the most common method is the human mule. Nowhere are mules more active than in Colombia's airports. Stalking them are a team of elite local cops and 2 American DEA agents, Liam and Jack. Due to security concerns, we cannot reveal their real names.
More white powder coming out.
Day and night, they wage a cat-and-mouse game against smugglers using ingenious methods to move product to U.S. and European shores.
There's a platform of cocaine inside these shoes.
This game has grave consequences because drug cartels eliminate anyone who stands in their way, even one of DEA's own.
Giovanni was my right hand. He was my hammer.
This week, Liam and Jack are launching 2 airport sweeps, one in Bogota and one in Medellin. Their goal is to flood the airports with teams of specialized police to catch the traffickers red-handed.
It's important to curb the mule traffic because that is just a huge fountain of intelligence.
Tonight, they head to El Dorado Airport in Bogota, home to 80% of Colombia's airport seizures.
We call it the monster. The interdiction police, they call it the school. You come here and you learn, how things are really done.
Which flights are going out tonight?
We got the 1 Barcelona, 2 to Madrid, Frankfurt, and Mexico City again later.
Hello. Okay, where are you? All right, we're walking in right now. All right, bye.
A dog is hit in a suspicious bag. The police isolate an Italian suspect and his luggage in a secure area.
They're pretty sure it's got coke in it, so they've got everything kind of locked down.
Now they're going to do their process.
Italiano. Ciudadano italiano.
¿En qué vuelo?
Iberia Madrid, con destino Madrid.
They check every article of clothing and turn up an item Liam's seen mules use before.
This is real common what we're seeing right here. He's got these little religious medallions, and they put these in there, and they think that that's gonna help them evade law enforcement. But you can see it's strange. You wouldn't usually have that stuff just thrown in like that in the bottom. So, para protección.
Porque Dios me cuidaba en esto, porque yo amo a mi novia, la amo tanto.
Siga.
They felt the jacket, and it's not normal. It's got like a heavy piece of packaging inside of it. He's gonna basically puncture his jacket. and he's gonna wipe whatever substance is in there on that narco kit. If it comes out blue, it's a positive test for cocaine.
If it's positive, this young Italian will be arrested and sit in a Colombian prison for the next 3 years.
There you go. Positive test for cocaine. Positive.
Cocaine's biting chemical smell is hard to hide. And smugglers use different tricks to try to block or disguise it.
Yeah, this is some kind of a masking agent here. Could be a detergent to try to cover the cocaine smell.
Porque se lo dijo a mi papá le da un infarto, ya que sufre el corazón, yo no puedo saber a mi papá. No sé por qué trabajaba en Suiza como cocinero. Era 8 meses que no volvía a Colombia. He vuelto con ella estuvo embarazada. He sacrificado mi trabajo y con el dinero ganado del trabajo quiero ir a hacer eso porque quería montar un negocio en Cartagena para estar siempre con ella. Y la amo tanto, hice esta locura porque quería montar mi negocio allá en Cartagena, estar con ella toda la vida.
We've seen a trend in Colombia of foreign nationals. A lot of them hook up with Colombian females. And these Colombian females, they've put them up to smuggling drugs. And I don't know what it is, but these guys, they just do it. They just follow blindly along.
No sé, pero yo he perdido la cabeza por eso. Por las mujeres a veces se pierde la cabeza. Yo he perdido la cabeza por esta mujer.
Tiene que perder la cabeza es por su mamá nomás.
No sé.
Por mujeres nomás, solo por su mamá.
No sé.
No, está.
Arresting Mules is only part of Liam and Jack's job. Their ultimate goal is to follow the mules to the source.
Hasta luego.
Stop.
You got your drug mule. At the very bottom, you'll have the recruiter. From the recruiter, you might go up to the packager. You'll have people that are gonna send in Colombia. You have a person that's gonna receive, and then you're gonna have your boss. That's the chain. And what you wanna do is just take that whole thing down, everybody.
In a slum not far from Medellin Airport, drug traffickers have given us unique access into their world. These are the very people Liam would like to bust. This man, we'll call Carlos, is a specialist known in the drug trade as a packager.
Lo que uno hace cuando abre el DVD es mirar el espacio que tengo. Yo puedo mirar que acá puedo meter algo, acá y acá.
He's proud of his work, but rarely gets an audience.
Mira que pasa como un cable normal del DVD.
Carlos can make up to $11,000 a month for his work.
Mucho más que cualquier otra persona que trabaje todo un día, todo un año. Lo que se gana una persona en un año, yo me lo puedo ganar en un mes.
Even if he wanted to go straight, Carlos knows far too much to ever leave the drug cartel behind.
Trabajas, tomas. Son las únicas opciones que tienes. Tú ya sabes quiénes son, cómo trabajan, cómo le envían. Y salirte sería como una posible competencia o trabaja y callado hasta el final.
In a different safe house, another specialist takes on even greater risk. He's a mule we'll call Jose.
Hello. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
It's Jose's drug boss, calling to ask whether the coke is ready to go.
Sí, acaban de llegar. Sí, Martica te mandó unos chocolates. A ver, para sobrevivir, transporto droga, hay que pagar lo que es ingeniería, 100% del tráfico aéreo. Bueno, estos son los días días normales. Los transformamos. Pues por viaje, según el país, me estoy ganando entre 8 y 9, dependiendo de la cantidad que lleve. No voy con miedos. Ya siempre he tenido varias entradas.
Another phone call. This one with instructions.
Te llaman, dicen si quieres, si estás preparado psicológicamente. ¿Qué vas a decir? ¿Cómo vas a pasar? ¿Qué quieres hacer? ¿Por qué estás allí? Entonces llegas ya con un tipo de entrevista preparado para el aeropuerto. La idea es saber manejar la ansiedad. Siempre trato de comunicarme mucho con los asistentes que me hablan, porque todo eso siempre está pendiente de tu actitud, de tu personalidad como persona. Siempre lo primero que hace mi mamá cuando yo llego es recibirme en el aeropuerto y darme un abrazo y un beso. Porque para mi mamá no es fácil esto, para ella no es normal. Una mujer demasiado recta en la vida. Riesgos son a quedarte en un país ajeno a entre 30 a 35 años de cárcel. No es que valga el riesgo, es la necesidad. Y aquí sale el bienestar para mi mamá y mi hermano, mi universidad. Tampoco no es algo de lo que uno se pueda sentir digno, pero nos toca con...
Jose heads out, insisting our cameras stay behind. His fate remains unknown. At El Dorado Airport shipping terminal, DEA agent Liam and his Colombian colleagues have uncovered another shipment of coke. Disguised in innocent packages, one more ingenious than the next.
This package was destined for England. It's a children's book. Upon first viewing it, it looks normal, but he says in the hard book cover, there's cocaine secreted inside the cover here. Now, as you can see inside the interior of that bone, marking blue, positive for cocaine. Interesante. Each pair of sandals has cocaine hidden in it. It's dental tools with cocaine hidden inside the handles. The Colombian interdiction anti-narcotics officers, they're the best in the world. When I first got here and I started working with them, I would see things that would just make my jaw drop. I'm like, how in the hell did you find that? All right, looks like we got another case coming in. We had a roll-on deodorant box of it going to Spain, and the cops were like, that's not right. And I'm looking, I'm like, I agree, that doesn't make any sense. My guess is they have a small reservoir right here with actual deodorant liquid, and then they'll have a false bottom here, and the rest of this would likely be liquid cocaine. And I'm gonna look like an idiot if that's not how it is, but my guess, from what I've seen, is gonna be this. Put a little puncture right here. Liquid. Negative.
If there is cocaine in this deodorant bottle, the smuggler's technique is sophisticated.
See, I'm squeezing it. It's not coming out, right? Azul, positivo, cocaine. It's got cocaine, just like what I was talking about. So I don't feel dumb now. That is actual liquid cocaine.
Yet again, the cops stay ahead of the traffickers.
I like the chase here, so for me, a really successful day is having information and chasing it down.
Later that afternoon, the team reviews the cargo manifest. They're searching for clues that could lead up the chain to criminal bosses.
Looks like we got 3.5 tons of cargo shipped here. Just one thing that's not false could lead you up. It was being sent to San Jose, Costa Rica. There's a name listed, some phone numbers listed. I probably put everything into our database.
Meanwhile, upstairs, the hunt is on for more drug mules on today's Madrid flight.
There are a number of clues that you look for in a drug courier. Someone that's swallowed drugs or ingested drugs generally looks very pale. They're uncomfortable, they're sweaty. Lips actually might be a little crusty white. Guys that have it strapped onto them, they don't want to be near anybody.
Passengers showing telltale signs or who appear even slightly nervous are sent through this state-of-the-art full-body scan.
It's basically an X-ray machine, and it X-rays internal organs to see if a person is swallowing capsules of heroin or cocaine.
An Italian comes through the scanner clean. But something about his shoes gives officers pause.
Yeah, it looks like we got an Italian passenger captured.
Permítame sus zapatos, por favor. Quítense sus zapatos.
We're going to do the first initial tests on his shoes to see if he's got cocaine or heroin inside those. If he touches that and it turns blue, it's positive for cocaine. Blue.
The Madrid flight yields just one mule, but it's only the first bust in what will prove to be an insanely busy shift.
Pesa mucho, demasiado. Solo una muestra acá dentro. Trae una muestrica pequeña, la cual es coca.
Got liquid cocaine in this guy's jeans. We've been seeing liquid cocaine on a daily basis for about the past year and a half.
We've seen a lot of it because it's easy to conceal. So I think if something's working, they're just going to keep doing it until it stops working, then they change up.
Clothing impregnated with liquid coke is a fairly new technique.
Lo que hacen es impregnar, es como lavar la ropa. Ahí nos va a dar una coloración específica que es para cocaína.
Once at its final destination, an alcohol soak extracts the liquid coke from the clothing. Next, a microwave turns the liquid into powder cocaine, ready for sale. Back at the domestic terminal, interdiction police have found another suspicious passenger, but this one is taken directly to the emergency room. All drug trafficking is risky, but the most dangerous method is called swallowing. Tonight, Liam and Major Freddy Delgado from the Colombian National Police are called in because a mule has been captured with 40 pellets inside her body. This time, the drug isn't coke, it's heroin, which if it bursts inside a mule, will kill even faster than cocaine.
Tonight we're in the Engativá hospital. There was a female captured this morning. As you can see here, there's some capsules. They've done a preliminary test on them, and they've showed a positive for heroin. Usually a police officer will accompany the captured person to the bathroom, and they'll actually watch as the person expels these capsules. And the police usually make the captured person wash off the basic, it's gross, but it's the fecal matter from the capsule, and then it goes into an evidence bag at that point. The captured person says that they swallowed 40 capsules, and so far at this point she's expelled 36. She has 4 more to go, and she says hopefully she'll expel them soon because she's fearful for her life.
Tragically, it's not only her life at risk. This woman is pregnant.
Por necesidad, por no conseguía trabajo, no tenía nada que hacer. Mis hijos necesitan quedar con mi familia porque ellos no me enseñaron esto. Es lo peor que puede hacer uno en la vida. Tener que enfrentar tanta cosa, los reproches de la gente, cómo lo miran a uno. Sí, es un proceso muy largo y que no me imaginé que me fuera a pasar. Me preocupan mis hijos, porque por ellos fue que yo lo hice.
Liam hears countless stories of desperation, bad decisions made for quick money.
The money's good, Definitely. I got to tell you, if you're thinking short term, they think it's worth it at the time because they don't think of getting caught. And how many times do we catch them? We catch them all the time. It's not worth it.
They can lose their freedom, they can lose their life. But to the people who hire them, mules are only worth the product they carry. To prep the drugs for a mule to swallow, cocaine must be packed into condom pellets.
Los electrodomésticos y me traen el producto ya listo. Empaque y ya, usted no tiene que saber nada más. Y ya ellos se encargan de distribuirlo, enviarlo. No sé con quién, no sé quién lo trae. No le importa es lo que le paguen.
Once the kilo is packed, a mule is hired to swallow the drugs for transport. This mule we'll call Morrow. Morrow has been doing this for 10 years and understands well the risk.
En este momento, pues yo he hecho varios viajes y he podido salir adelante, pero muchos compañeros han muerto en este viaje que al cruzar la frontera.
Oil makes the pellets easier to swallow. But at this concentration, one leak could cause his heart to arrest.
Entonces es una carrera de riesgo. Desde el primer punto, de que tú te tomas la primera, puede que tomándotelas te puedas morir, porque no sabes si te quedó alguna suelta, se te sale la cocaína. Entonces eso es como la carrera de la muerte. Usted se va y no sabe si va a llegar vivo o muerto. Es algo terrorífico para mí.
The horrors of the drug trade aren't limited to mules. In Colombia, it's claimed countless innocent victims and police over the years. And this reality is about to confront Liam and Jack firsthand. They've just gotten word that one of their closest comrades has been assassinated during a meeting with an informant in Medellin. His name was Giovanni.
I was so close to that guy, it was just hard.
Today, Liam and Jack are leaving Bogota for Medellin, where they plan to launch the second phase of their drug mule sweep in the airport there. Beyond catching mules, this trip holds a second, more personal objective: finding the killers who murdered their comrade Giovanni.
For me to be in Medellin right now, it's personal. One of my good friends was killed there. And we're kind of coordinating the investigation into his murder.
Once home to the notorious Pablo Escobar, Medellin remains an epicenter of drug trafficking and dangerous ground for DEA.
If you are a police officer, this place is deadly, and you got to keep your wits about you. When we go into this city, my head is on a swivel. I noticed while we were driving right now, there's a white motorcycle behind us, and it's been with us for about 10 minutes, and he's been very interested in us and keeps looking at us. So maybe he's not dangerous, but you know, he might call somebody, say that he's seen something strange.
Local drug traffickers might now be aware of their presence. But Liam and Jack press on to the public gardens where Giovanni was gunned down.
Giovanni was one of the best police officers I've ever met.
The guy had the heart of a lion. I've never seen him scared. He did great by me. He made me look good. I really relied on him. Este es aquí. Podemos entrar y estacionar.
It happened around 7:25 in the morning, so it's probably about this busy still. Maybe just look how bold they were to do this in broad daylight.
Giovanni thought he was meeting with an informant when he was brazenly assassinated in front of hundreds of people.
From what we see, physical evidence and crime scene photos, it looks like a vehicle. Our guy is parked this way, driver and passenger in the front seat. Nobody in the back seat. From what we understand is two gunmen approach from the sides of the vehicle, one from the driver's side, one passenger side, and they start shooting. Boom, boom, boom. They get almost up to even with the passenger driver's side doors. They release the magazine, new magazine goes in, they start again. They start retreating, boom, boom, boom. And then from here they flee.
What we do know is that these shooters had training. Their tactical experience with the way they approached the car, with the way they held the gun, they didn't hold it gangster style.
This is not their first time killing somebody.
They head out to canvass the neighborhood for information.
We gotta go to a couple places, but we can't have you guys like on top of us. ¿Usted sabe otro persona que vende aquí que tal vez estuvo presente ese día? Otros vendedores, otras personas que siempre andan.
Okay.
¿Y usted sabe si la policía ha solicitado las grabaciones?
Creo que sí.
Here's where he was.
They talk to a man with a perfect view of the crime scene, but he says he was in the shower at the time.
No one else seemed to know anything about the assassination. So many eyes, but no one saw anything. And it tells us that the Oficina run that area.
La Oficina de Envigado is a syndicate of killers for hire, responsible for more assassinations than any such group in Colombia.
The Oficina de Envigado has always been a violent criminal element. We know that they're upset because we've arrested some of their higher echelon guys, and they'd like to kill or harm someone that has something to do with DEA.
Fortunately, a little mini canvas here didn't yield a whole lot of results. The gas station attendant over there was working that morning. He heard the shots but didn't see anything.
Yeah.
The gate was open the morning of the shooting, but our guys didn't pull in. They parked right here. That seems strange to me. Why would they not? Because this is a pedestrian pathway. Why would they just not move themselves out of the way?
This is such a out in the open, highly transited area. It seems just an odd place to do a hit.
My guess is that the Oficina wanted this to be a public assassination. They wanted this to send a message.
Hundreds of people most likely saw, but no one's talking.
The neighborhood's intimidated, yeah. People are scared here to talk. Just imagine if you're in Chicago, and there's a professional organization with hit squads living in your neighborhood. You know, you're not gonna go talk about them.
You look up in those hills.
That's that recruiting ground, I mean, for drug traffickers and hitmen, you know, so. A lot of good people live there too, but I mean, this is where they recruit from.
The Oficina de Envigado, they feel they can operate with impunity in that area. It makes it very difficult when no one wants to cooperate with the police against the thugs that are running around in their town, killing people, killing good police officers who are trying to make the cities a better place.
In the hills above Liam and Jack, a cartel hitman has agreed to share his own take on the drug war. He's preparing for his next job, for which he'll earn as little as $400.
Empecé a la edad de 16 años. Me crié en un barrio donde era el común despertarte y encontrar un muerto en la esquina. Muchas veces en muy corta edad, ya cuando tu mente empieza a asimilar.
That's no excuse. Coming from a bad neighborhood, it's no excuse to go kill people. I don't know how people do that. How people do what they do to another human being. I don't understand.
Que es quitarle la vida a otra persona. Algo que no es aceptable. Porque moralmente no, dignidad. No tienes ningún tipo de remordimiento, ningún tipo de cargo de conciencia. Y cada vez se te hace más fácil, te vuelves más despiadado. Soy prácticamente un elemento de títere. Manos poderosas se encargan de cierta forma de asumir su liderazgo, sin importar. Es algo que va en la sangre. Es como una hebra de una tela. Después de que la alas ya sigues y sigues y sigues. Sin compasión.
Although he stalks his victims before a hit, this assassin doesn't know the reason he's been hired.
Se supone que la persona que tú vas a eliminar es una persona que no es útil para la sociedad. O simplemente es una persona inocente que se trata de eliminar para que algo se sepa. Aquí tenemos lo que es un arma larga, que se utiliza más que todo en trabajos que requieren romper blindajes. De igual forma está se pueden trabajar también las balas con veneno, en este caso sería cianuro, y con solamente rozar la pierna, con eso nada más puedes matarla. Tocarlas con agua bendita y se hace la oración de sicario, que es: por la divina suerte de estas balas consagradas, den en el difunto sin fallar y que su muerte no sea violenta. Su muerte de que la persona no sufra. Amén.
Hitmen saying prayers and crossing themselves, to me it's just a big hypocrisy. You know, to say a prayer to go kill somebody, someone that's got children. That just leads me to believe an animal's gonna do something like that, make themselves feel better.
Before he leaves, the hitman also prays for his own protection.
Para defensa de mi alma y de mi cuerpo, si ojos traen, no me vean, si manos traen, no me agarren, si pies traen, no me sigan, que mi cuerpo no sea preso, ni mi sangre derramada, ni mi alma sea perdida, en el nombre del Padre eterno y de la Santísima Trinidad. Amén.
At Medellin Airport, Liam and Jack's week-long sweep for Mules continues. This evening, officers put a suspicious female through a body scan.
You're seeing some very irregular images on the x-ray. They're very uniform in size and shape, and that's not something that's normally seen in internal organs. And I had never seen a body scan image like that, and I've seen thousands of them, so I saw that and I was like, is that an alien's internals? Because it just looks very strange.
An hour later, Liam and Jack head to the emergency room to check on the young mule, whose life is clearly in danger.
7 hasta el momento, de 42 que consumió la es cocaína iniciada. Aparentemente cocaína líquida.
These capsules were not packed by a specialist and are full of air pockets.
Yeah. These are some of the worst pellets I've seen. Air inside of these pellets like that is insane. I've never seen that. Usually all the air is out of that because that expands depending on the temperature inside your body. Hopefully she passes these. I mean, chances are high that maybe something bad's gonna happen.
Those air pockets are dangerous for her. You know, if they expand, they explode, she's gonna die. That liquid cocaine is immediately gonna flood her system and she's gonna have a heart attack and she's gonna die very quickly.
A chemist working for the Colombia National Police arrives to identify the liquid inside the pellets. The purer the drug, the greater her chances of dying.
¿Usted ha hecho pruebas con líquida así antes?
Sí.
This is new to me. I haven't seen him do a process on the liquid. He's first going to hit it with these two. It should give a yellow appearance, a milky yellow appearance. Each one of those pellets is going to have 20 milliliters. It's showing a presumptive positive for cocaine, and it turned like a milky yellow color.
To eliminate any doubt, he performs another test. If the solution turns blue, it's proof positive. cocaine.
There you have a positive reaction for cocaine hydrochloride.
Suddenly, a severe stomach spasm.
¿Y usted se siente mal ahorita?
Sí.
¿Te dieron laxante o no? Sí. ¿Y eso está doliendo?
Pues me duele muchísimo el estómago.
Sí.
Liam asked her why she did this.
Presiones y por falta de trabajo y de plata, pues sí, hace cometer errores en la vida.
A desperate person is an easy target for a mule recruiter.
The people that selected her they gave her the capsules to swallow. They didn't care about her. And they don't. It's about the money. There's a little value in human life.
Doctor, buenas tardes.
¿Qué pasaría si uno de esos abren?
Sí, porque vamos a una cirugía de alto riesgo.
Sí. ¿Piensa que estas bolsas pueden durar mucho tiempo en el estómago o no? ¿Estas?
No, en cuestión de días es peligrosísimo. En cuestión de horas de pronto hay más supervivencia.
The doctor's concerned because he may be forced to open this girl up and surgically remove pellets on the verge of bursting.
Pero si pasa más de 48 horas, ustedes tal vez van a tener que intervenir.
Posiblemente.
Doctors are saying if these poorly made pellets stay in that patient's stomach or intestinal tract for more than 48 hours, grave risk of death. He said he's had to open people up. They have to actually open up their whole cavity and go in and start pulling these out.
This woman understood the consequences of her decision. But the person who recruited her probably downplayed the risks.
These guys tell the mules, don't worry, we've got the police paid off. We do this all the time. You're gonna make money, don't worry about it, there's no problems. Believing that lie is the mule's first mistake.
If this girl dies, it would be the first mule overdose on Liam and Jack's watch.
No, it's not an easy job. Giovanni used to tell me every day, estamos en guerra. We're at war. Somos un equipo, estamos en guerra. We're a team, we're at war. That was kind of his motto.
Tonight, the war may take another victim. But for Liam and Jack, a small victory may be at hand. A potential witness to Giovanni's murder has been found. With a busy day ahead, Liam and Jack begin by checking on a young female smuggler who may not have survived the night.
We're just gonna go to the hospital this morning and check on her well-being and see how she's doing. Queremos hablar con la señorita como unos 5 minutos. I think she's on the toilet right now. So, ¿pasó la última o no? Last one came out.
The next morning when I saw her, I was actually surprised that she lived through the night.
Probably in the next half hour, they're gonna get her cleared from the hospital and take her to her initial appearance, and then off to jail. But she survived this. Buenos días.
Hola,
¿Cómo te sientes?
bien, súper
¿Mejor?
bien, ya. Sí, ya
Okay.
no me duele.
Miraculously, she passed all the pellets and has recovered fully. Liam and Jack now interview her to see if they can get any information about who hired her to do this. But she insists she acted alone.
And whoever did that to her, she claims she did it to herself. I don't believe that. I don't believe she had the money to go out and buy cocaine and then she was gonna fly to Honduras and hope she found a buyer for it. I don't believe that. She was protecting someone, probably a family member.
Sí. Ok. Muchas gracias y
Bueno,
pues suerte, ¿no?
Gracias a ustedes, muy amables
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
y muy lindos los ojos de ustedes.
Chao.
Relief, a happy outcome to a terrible decision. Ahead of her now are several years in prison.
On the face of it, she's going to prison. Sad. Not a good thing. Maybe a little less happy, but maybe a little wiser.
Later that afternoon, Liam and Jack hear that an important call was intercepted in the wire room.
Okay.
They think the caller was one of the people responsible for planning a hit on their colleague, Giovanni.
He's freaking out during the phone call. He's saying, I've just been shot.
They're driving to the hospital where this man is being treated. Liam thinks he was shot because of what he knows.
I mean, I kind of think we put it out there that, hey, you're going to be killed real quick. You're going to be killed soon. And if you want to get out of this situation, we're here to help you.
This man's cooperation could be a major turning point in the investigation.
Franco, vamos al hospital, listo. My hopes are that this individual is going to give us a statement and give us the identification of the people that killed Giovanni.
Hey, we're pulling up to the hospital. You guys can't come with us. This is too important.
This guy, we're hoping to interview him. He's just been shot. We hope that this will be a reality check and he'll come and give us information that can lead us to the people who actually pulled the trigger.
Catching the man responsible for Giovanni's murder could mean toppling an entire assassin ring. After about 30 minutes, they return, sooner than expected.
What happened?
Yeah, it didn't quite go like we wanted it to go. The guy was adamant that he didn't really know anything.
His story was not really, we didn't think it was truthful. He continued to lie.
This is the person we just interviewed. He's covered in blood all the way down his right side and on his shoes. Even in the state he's in, complete denial. And he showed no remorse for what happened to our cops. He showed no willingness to help us. And he really showed no fear for his own life.
This man fears death by Officina assassins far more than incarceration by DEA. His fearful silence marks a delay in the investigation.
The next step for us in the investigation is to get an arrest warrant for this person, at least get him behind bars where we can protect him, because he is not only our primary suspect, but he would also be our primary witness.
Any investigative method you can think of, we're using it right now. That's how I honor him. You know, trying to solve his homicide and keeping in touch with his widow. It's important. He would do the same for me.
We weren't investigating the Officina de Envigado, but now we are. Now they're on our radar. And this is one of those things we're just not gonna forget. We're not gonna let go.
Their week-long sweep is coming to a close. This evening, Liam and Jack go to a press event for one especially big haul. 30 kilos of liquid cocaine. Each harmless-looking food packet holds a balloon of the purest liquid cocaine. It was masterfully hidden, but all in a day's work for this team.
Try it like in this side.
No, I can feel, I just can't smell. No, to me I can't. But these guys smell more cocaine than I do. If you open those the normal way you would open them and press them, you would actually get jelly out or mayonnaise or whatever it was, ketchup. And you could not smell any cocaine on it. But as soon as you punctured that bag, overwhelming scent of cocaine. So whoever packaged that did a good job of cleaning it up afterward. Good smuggling method. We've seen all the weird stuff here, you know, stuff in the pants, impregnated clothes, and their capacity for hiding things is huge.
For DEA and their Colombian comrades, this seizure is a victory. But even as they celebrate, traffickers throughout Colombia are devising new tricks and slipping tons of coke north unseen.
I've had people say, is it worth this? Are we making a difference? There's no doubt that we're effective here.
DEA's presence in Colombia has deterred the drug trade. Since I've been here in Colombia, public security, public safety has increased, and it's been very good for the economy and very good for the Colombian people.
Soldiers in a multi-billion-dollar, massively violent war, Liam and Jack fight on.
This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting from CBS News election headquarters in New York. Announcement today by the U.S. ambassador to Colombia that a major cocaine factory had been shut down in his country contained what seemed like a record number of superlatives. But any record set in that area was overshadowed by the record set in the drug bust itself. Bob Simon in New York narrates our report.
It was the biggest bust anywhere, anytime. 13 tons of cocaine from the jungles of Colombia, worth $1.2 billion in the streets of the United States. The Drug Enforcement Agency in Washington called the operation mind-boggling. Airborne Colombian police, accompanied by a U.S. narcotics agent, began the raid 10 days ago. They encountered fierce resistance when they hit the ground. When it was all over, they had 11 bodies to show journalists, and they had arrested 40 people, including an American pilot. They also had documents incriminating officials in the Colombian government. The camp was in the deepest Colombian jungles, 700 miles south of Bogota, and it was a complete community, a cocaine community, with 5 runways equipped for night landings, a power plant, sophisticated communications, a very impressive arsenal, even livestock. The U.S. Embassy says it was all under the protection of the armed wing of the Colombian Communist Party. 13 tons represents 25% of all the cocaine consumed in the United States in 1 year. In the words of the DEA, it won't affect the street price right away, but it will put a definite crimp in the cocaine supply. Bob Simon, CBS News, New York.
March 20th, 1984. From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. This evening, reporting from Chicago.
We learned today about the largest drug bust in history. Last week in Colombia, police and army units raided a jungle hideout. They found 12.5 tons of cocaine with a street value of more than $1 billion. The army and police fought a day-long battle with the smugglers. 40 of them were arrested.
This is NBC Nightly News, reported by Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. The United States ambassador to Colombia calls it the biggest drug haul in history. A mega bust in the Colombian jungle that yielded nearly 14 tons of cocaine. Street value, $1.2 billion. Colombian police attacked a jungle cocaine processing plant that they said was guarded by communist guerrillas. The plant had 10 labs for processing the cocaine. 40 people were arrested, including an American pilot. The complex is located in a remote area about 700 miles south of Bogota. Under Colombian law, all evidence in a drug raid must be burned. In this case, cocaine, guns, and 7 airplanes. The drug crackdown is continuing in that part of the world.